welcome to the sideboard here at the StarCityGames.com Legacy Open in Worcester, brought to you by Ultimate Guard. I'm Nick Miller alongside Legacy Open champion Ed Demicco. Congratulations. We got a trophy for you.
Thank you.
You have been playing Grixis Delver for a while.
Yes.
Anyone that plays Legacy in this area has probably played you or seen you playing this deck.
Probably.
You have countless top eights from like Eternal Extravaganzas, Eternal Weekend, a couple open top eights. Here, you had a pretty rough road ahead of you in the top eight, but you sliced through it.
Yeah, I got pretty lucky. Like the Chalice deck that I played, like the Infect I played, and he didn't really have a very good hand, and he kind of got a free win. But then when I played against the Mog guy, he did the same thing. He mulled to 4, and then that was kind of a freebie. And the next game, my cards just lined up perfectly with what he was trying to do. Like if he would have played the Blood Moon over the other thing instead of the guy that I could kill, it might have been different because I would have had to daze it, and then I would have been so far behind. It could have been a little bit different, but like I got pretty lucky against them. And then in lands, Stifle's a good card. Some people hate it, but it's a pretty good card sometimes.
Pulled a lot of weight in the game where you had to just buy an extra turn so you could take them down with the Delvers. And
That's the old-fashioned rug Delver used to be all about stifle this, waste you here, smash your face in, and I still like to do that sometimes. Sometimes you have to, and you don't have Tarmogoyfs, but sometimes Delver's just as good.
Right. You
can just tempo people out. And sometimes stifle really sucks. Like when you have to stifle your own, stifling your own wasteland trigger, to get a 1/1 to block something, but it's, gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, all the parts add up in this deck.
Yeah.
And speaking of the semifinals, these like Blood Moon, Mogcatcher style decks are usually pretty good against the Delver decks, but with the Grixis splash or the Grixis build, you have Young Pyromancer and things that can kind of give you some gain in those matchups.
It turns Young Pyromancer just is red to begin with, Bolt's red, and you just have once Chalice resolves, it's not game over unless there's something immediately following it up. And he wasn't able to put on pressure like that, or have a follow-up. Like Eldrazi would just Chalice into some ridiculous creature, into some other ridiculous creature, and smash you.
Right.
I was lucky I dodged Eldrazi all weekend. So I think that's the only way I could beat it, is just dodge it.
Yeah, that deck was number 2 in popularity on day 2.
I don't know how I dodged it.
But it's a pretty wide format. You've played a lot of decks, obviously, but you've been playing Grixis Delver for quite a while. I mean, this deck has been on the map for a few years. Eric Real won to open with it a long time ago.
That's when I started playing, right after that. I didn't interrupt.
And then Noah Walker, of course, has won multiple opens with it, even here in the same building.
Yep.
And now you're doing it.
Yeah, last time Noah beat me in round 15 when he won the one open here, and I've been waiting to come back and get one of these for a while. It's a pretty good feeling, but there's a lot of ways you could play Grixis Delver, a lot of different builds, and I just found the one that I like, and it's basically a port over shell from the old Rug Delver. I was playing it before Dig Through Time came out, and then after Dig Through Time you had to change it and play Dig Through Time, but now it's gone, and just go back to the original deck, and it's a good deck. And I think Legacy rewards you for playing the same deck over and over and over, knowing the matchups.
Sure.
And the more you play, the more you understand your interactions with every deck, and it just leads you to, more wins, more and more wins.
I mean, familiarity is huge, and not only that, but you have a slightly different build of Grixis, so a lot of people kind of expect what they see out of the previous builds. Go over your changes real quick. I know you have Stifle, you have Fire Covenant, you have some other
Fire
odd ones.
Covenant, basically the big thing I play is Stifle, and 4 Stifle main deck. Oftentimes they come out, but it's a very powerful effect that if you get someone with a Stifle once, that's games 2 and games 3, whether Stifles are in or out, or whether you're on the play or the draw or whatever, they're going to play around it because it can be backbreaking. You can win the game casting 1 blue mana spell sometimes. Against an elf player, my opening hand was just 3 Stifles, and he went, fetch, I'm like, Stifle, fetch, Stifle, and just won the game. He had no other lands, and that was it. I played a guy and killed him.
Well, you've been playing the deck for a long time. You're clearly tuned with it. Another Open here in Worcester, another Grixis Delver Championship. So congratulations, Ed.
Thank you.
I'm going to send it back over to Chris and Andy here in the sideboard one last time.